check, 1 2. Share to a group. Share to a group. Share to a group. Boom. Boom. Yes, 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 yes. Keeping it. What else? What's up? What's up? What's up? Alright, I'm done sharing it. What up? How to crowdfund a record? What up, folks? Yeah, let me see. See if I can see my audio levels. This is on a 10-second delay, so I will see your questions, but they will be 10 seconds. I will see them 10 seconds after you post them. Not instant like when you usually chat with somebody. Alright, this is what I look like. I'm trying to make my live stream look nicer. Alright, so how to crowdfund a record, y'all. Let me see if I can see if anybody's watching. I got my vocal levels. I just shared it. It's 8 in the morning on a Monday. Yeah, so you know, I just wanted to do this while I had the inspiration, and if people can't tune in right now, then hopefully they can watch it later. So I put the big header on there so it's easy to find it. I just feel like a lot has been done to promote this download and streaming music thing to the labels and to the artists as a means to get money, and I feel like it's kind of a scam because you really need to have like millions of people streaming your tracks in order to get any money from that. And so I want to make an effort to give back to my peers and give back to my community by sharing the method that has worked for Elise and I of Kickstarter and crowdfunding records. I just want to share the method, the little formula we use, in a clear and concise way so that people can pick up on it and try it themselves. So I'm not trying to tell anybody not to use you know, streaming and downloading sites or whatever, but I am going to share my method, which we kind of stumbled upon. So to begin, I'll just tell you how we found out about it. It was about 2011 that Elise and I made the track Satya, the video on Facebook called Satya, where I'm wearing an orange jacket. And it got a lot of views. It kind of went viral, and a lot of people asked us to release it. But in 2011, not very many people were pressing vinyl. So there my stream just glitched out. Alright, I'm going to keep going. And hopefully, you know, even if this is glitchy, I'll edit it and fix it and re-upload it. So, not very many people were releasing vinyl, and I wasn't releasing with the typical means that everybody else was using. We weren't putting our tracks on iTunes or Beatport or any of those websites. Our Satya track was kind of a protest to all of that, and to just the situations of capitalism and life. And so a lot of people missed that point, and they hit us up constantly. We're like, yo, let me put that out, because they saw that it had momentum. And so at that point I kind of felt like, man, I might be missing opportunities because so many people have asked us to put it out. But when I saw the labels hitting me up and not offering me any money up front, they were just offering me like 50 or 60% of downloads. I didn't really see that as an opportunity for me. I saw it as an opportunity for them. So I just held out. Me and Elise just didn't release it. We didn't give it to anybody. We didn't even send them the file. We didn't send them a WAV file because it wasn't officially mixed down. It had only got a rough mix down just so we could put it on a video. And so after 4 years of it being online and people asking us to release it, we saw this documentary one night about crowdfunding. And well, you know how documentaries are. They hype you up. They get you all wanting to do things or wanting to not do things, depending on what it is. But we saw a documentary and we decided, okay, look, maybe this track can pay for itself to be pressed. And by that I mean, if all those people who said that they wanted the track or that they were willing to pay for it, if they really were willing to pay for it, and if they would like actually buy it on a record for like $10, then I did some math and I was like, okay, then you know, there goes my stream again. Then, you know, the record could pay for itself to be pressed via crowdfunding. So, like, the people who wanted it, they could pay for the pressing. And then that way, me and Elise wouldn't be, like, at financial risk. Because before 2011, the industry collapsed for vinyl in the United States. And it was difficult to get any money. So I saw it as a big risk up until then. So we went ahead and we did it, and the record funded itself. The people paid for it to be pressed within like a week. In like 1 week, it was paid for. So at that point, we realized, okay, it totally changed our whole viewpoint on releasing music. When we did Saya, we were fed up with the industry. We were fed up with people constantly hitting us up, trying to get us to give them our tracks to release on their labels when they weren't offering us any money. And we understood the state that the industry was in. We had been told a million times by every label who contacted us when we were like, oh, you want my girlfriend to sing on your label? Okay, how much you gonna pay her? And they'd be like, 60% of downloads. And I'd be like, no. And so anyway, and then they tell us, but we don't have any. Okay, we got it. We heard it a million times. So when we did Satya, we didn't have to deal with any of that. We pressed a record. We got a record that we could give to our parents and family members and friends, and we even sold some and made a little cash. And so we figured out that that was the way for us to release music. And today, like, I still don't release via download sites or streaming, and I'm not totally against it. I think my idea is this. Okay, if you can release with crowdfunding, you might even get a bonus. I mean, you might even get an advance. Now, that's basically an advance. Like a record label would sign you and they'd give you an advance. And if you like, so we just finished our crowdfunding. We raised $4 grand to press our album. It's only going to cost us $3 grand to produce and ship it. So we got an extra $1,000. I mean, really, I'm going to use that $1,000 for the post-production, for the mix downs, and the, you know, album cover art and stuff like that. But if you could get a few $1,000 up front, it's probably better than promises of some download money from some label that also has to cut a deal with the retailer and with their distributor. So by the time you get your cut of a cut, you're not getting anything, and it's never going to add up to anything for them to even send you. So anyway, okay, so I'm getting lost here. So I'm going to use my bullet points. I'm going to use my bullet points and cut to the chase, okay? So we figured out how to do this. It's pretty simple. We're not the first ones. A lot of people have done this. So the formula is here it is. So video, music video. Oh, damn, my thing got moved. So music video. My whole thing got moved. That's alright. So we make a music video, and you know, we could do like everybody else and just put our track on SoundCloud, right? And people are like, why don't you just put your track on SoundCloud? Well, SoundCloud doesn't have as big a visibility as just uploading a video to Facebook does. If your track has no samples, if it's original, Facebook's gonna push your video probably. Whereas if you have to go on Facebook to tell people to go to your SoundCloud, that's more difficult for them to get people to go listen to your stuff, right? SoundCloud is not as big a social network as Facebook is. So by uploading our video straight to Facebook, making a music video, uploading it straight to Facebook, we get a higher visibility than if we were to put our track on a download website for sale. People think that putting your track on a download website for sale is like, that's gonna get you visibility. When it's not. You have to go on Facebook and promote it, right? So anyway, you make a music video and you put it all over Facebook. Don't be bashful. Okay? The next step is you promote. Promote your track, promote your music video. If your music video gets attention and people start saying they want to buy it, or people start hitting you up saying they want to release it, it starts getting lots of views or whatever, then you start a campaign. Alright? Then you start a Kickstarter campaign. Alright? I don't use GoFundMe. I don't use Q-Rates. And there's reasons for that. GoFundMe is like, people see GoFundMe as a donation thing. If you get a GoFundMe, and if only 50 people pre-order your record, then you're going to be left with the responsibility of coming up with the rest of the money to press the record. If you do a Kickstarter, it's an all or nothing campaign. It's not a donation. Kickstarter is a crowdfunding website that helps people kickstart a business, right? So I'm getting people to help me kickstart a record. So if the people want to see this record exist, then they will pre-order a copy. And that's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for donations. So I'm not here telling you how to beg for money. That's not what's going on whatsoever. So you start your campaign, and once you got your campaign going, okay, look, so there's going to be more details to the campaign thing. So campaign is, you want to run a 30-day campaign in general. Now that's the advice Kickstarter has given us. This last time we ran a 60-day campaign and it was just too long. It seems like if people are into it, they're gonna get in there and pre-order their thing before 30 days is up. So you want a 30-day campaign. Another thing is personally, I try not to make it too expensive. So I put my record for $10, and even though this is an album and it's going to cost us more to mix down this time, I put it up for $10. And then within the United States, that's $5 shipping, and to anywhere else in the world, it's $25 shipping, which is a lot of money. That's what it is. That's just what it costs to ship things. And I want to make the barrier to entry low, because right now a lot of people don't even pay for music, or they don't pay more than $2 for a track. So you know, anyway, so there's those 2-3 details about campaigns. Once you have your campaign going, use your social media only to promote your campaign. Okay? Don't like scroll through your feed and see something you like that's cute and share it. Be disciplined, and every day share it like at least twice, and space it out. Try to space it out like 6 hours in between your posts, so that Facebook won't just bury it. If you space it out, it will like push it through the feed more, supposedly, according to people on YouTube that are studying the algorithms and shit. So be disciplined and only post about your campaign during your campaign, and use your social media to the fullest to promote every day. Do crazy things like live stream videos and be creative with your campaign. Once your campaign is over and you have succeeded, you have successfully. Okay, let me give you some numbers before I cut to the next thing. Okay, so this is what we do usually. We press 300 records every time because that's where the price cut is. Okay, now you might think, oh, this is my first time pressing a record, I'm only gonna press 100. Okay, I don't advise that. I don't advise doing anything that doesn't make sense financially. So if you want to press 100 records, it's gonna cost you like $10 a record to make, $8 or $10 to make the one record, each one, and that's too much because no record store is gonna buy it from you for double that cost. And anytime you produce something, you never want to produce something that you can't sell for double the cost of production. So what we do is we press 300 records. Okay, so to press 300 records, it takes about $2 grand, not including if you hire a fancy mastering guy or if you pay somebody else for your mix downs. I'm just talking about the production of the record. To press it, like I said, it costs $2 grand. So in our previous experience, it's cost us about $700, about here more or less, to ship the records because we got a lot of people in Europe ordering the records. So we put our campaign for $3,000 for the last 2 times, and that handles it if you want to do 300 records. So the first time we pressed a record, we weren't sure if people were going to buy it at all, so we didn't even charge for shipping. The first time we did a record, we only did a white label, and we just did it in paper sleeves, and we did it as cheap as we possibly could. We only asked for like $1,700, and that's why we met the goal so fast. But then we had to come out of pocket for shipping, so we had to pay $700 for shipping. So this time we asked for $3 grand. We pressed 300 records. It takes on average about 100 people to fund the pressing of 300 records. It takes on average about 100 people to complete our goal every time. So when our goal was $1,700, it took us 70 people to complete our goal. When our goal was $3,000, it took us about 80-90 people to complete our goal. So once you got those 300 records shipped to your house, and you already ordered the mailers, the record mailers. You already have a printer at home, so you could print out your PayPal printing. Then, you press your records, right? Let me go back to the record pressing part. I keep getting ahead of myself. Okay, with record pressing, I get people contacting me and asking me who's the best plant. Like they want to hire the best plant in the country. I suggest you don't get caught up on people's marketing, okay? I suggest you just hire the plant that's closest to you. If they can meet your turnaround time needs, if they can give you an honest turnaround time, and have a reputation for doing good work, I think you should hire them, the plant that's the closest to you, so that shipping the records, 300 records at a time, won't cost you a lot. So that's what I got to say about pressing. Yeah, in my experience, I usually always hire a professional mastering guy with his own lathe that will cut us a master on lacquer. That costs about $400. A lot of people won't do that these days. A lot of people will just have somebody that they know master it digitally and then send it straight to the plant, and you're gonna get what you get when you do that. I don't have any experience doing that. Actually, the one time I did that, the record came out shitty, and I won't even say what record it is because it was years ago, and I'm embarrassed of it because it came out so shitty. So I would never do that. All right, so there's pressing. Then once you've pressed your records, you got to fulfill your orders, right? So now you have to ship 100 records, or you're going to have 100 people mad at you. And you have to ship them fast because they sent you their money and they're waiting. So so you can't be some flaky type of artist and shit and just fuck up. You have to be businesslike about it. And like I said, you have to have a printer at your house so you can print out the shipping labels from home. And order your record mailers. Order like 100 of them or whatever, cardboard boxes. And then you ship out 100 records with the t-shirts or whatever they ordered, you know, as fast as you can. And then once you've where's my fulfill? What the hell? Oh yeah, there it is. You fulfill your orders, right? So then once you've fulfilled your orders, you are left with, so every time that we did a record with Kickstarter, we on average it took about 100 pre-orders to pay for the pressing and the shipping, and then we're left with 200 records. So then you're left with 200 records. That's when you make your profit. So when you get your your Kickstarter money, that ain't your profit. It's once you've shipped out all your records, you've fulfilled all your pre-orders, then you're left with 200 records. Now you can go, now you can go to the record store and take your, not until then though. Don't go to the record store the day you get your records, because that's kind of a dick move. When you have 100 people that paid for this motherfucker to get pressed. It wasn't you that paid for it to get pressed. So first thing you do is you ship the records. Then you can go to the record store and you can go to the club and you can give everybody your record and you can sell everybody your record and you can contact the distributor if you want and see if you can get a good deal with the distributor. But like I said, don't sell the record to distributor for less than double of what you paid for production of each copy, right? So there it is. So that's how you can get some money releasing your tracks these days in 2019. Your track doesn't have to be worth less than, if your track sells for $250 on the download website, and then the store takes half of that, and then the label takes half of that, and then the distributor takes 15% of that, then you get like 25 cents or less every time somebody downloads your track from the store. But when you take these 200 records that are left over, that you don't owe anybody anything for because you already shipped out the 100 pre-orders, when you take these 200 records and you go to the club and you sell one for $10, you get to keep that whole $10 every time. So, that's what I got to say. And that's what I got for y'all. Here's let me see. Here's my little image. Boom, there's our 4 that we did with Kickstarter. So when you do a record, you want to add like a t-shirt. You don't want to add too many things that you might have to fulfill. Like with Kickstarter, it's supposed to be something you created, right? So you want to keep it mainly focused on the music. When I did the first 2 or 3 Kickstarters, I pressed the t-shirts myself, but I'm not doing that anymore because I need to be focused on making music and producing the music, right? But a t-shirt is a good thing to throw in there that will add, it will raise your profits, right? It'll raise your money. It will get you to your goal quicker if people are ordering. A lot of people want to order a t-shirt and a record, and then the average with shipping comes out to be about $30. That's what we found was the average that people will spend. Now when I say that, I don't mean don't make the cheapest thing on your Kickstarter $30. You know what I'm saying? Make it cheaper so that people make the barrier to entry low, so it's easy for people to support. That being said, We have not released a download via Kickstarter. We tried it once and we failed, but we're going to try it again. After this, I have a plan. After this record comes out that we just did, we might make singles from the record and get remixes from people and do campaigns with t-shirts for the remix package for each one, and exploit each one that way and get more money off of just this one album. And then after we do that, then maybe we'll choose a few and put them on streaming services or download sites. After we've done all that, maybe, but we'll think about it. Let me see if there's any questions on here, any comments. I don't know. I imagine people are at work. It says 10 people are watching and 7 comments, but for some reason I can't see the comments. Let me see. Oh, thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Joshua. Wow, thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Ruiz, Turi. Yeah, if you guys have any questions. Chris, I haven't tried Tune yet. I want to try Deezer. Thank you for the tip. I'm gonna look into Tune. Yeah, I'm up for, you know, looking into things and you know, maybe trying things out, you know. Oh, this is funny. On the stream, it doesn't even have all my little bullet points, but on my little video creator OBS it does. That's funny. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I guess I'll sit here for a little bit longer to see if any questions come in. Thank you for peeping out my babbling, because I'm kind of a rambler when I smoke weed in the morning and try to talk on video. Yeah, so that's just what I've been trying to tell people for years, you know, ever since we pressed Satya, you know, was, hey, crowdfund your tracks, you know, and there's a lot of labels out there. There's a lot of people who got bit by that zombie bug of, hey, they got the idea in their head, you know, that music isn't worth anything anymore, and when they spread that to people like me, to artists and producers, then we believe it and we give them our tracks for nothing, and then they take them and they sell them. Like, they might not make $1 million, they're not getting rich off of just my stuff, but by collecting everybody's stuff and then putting it up and then paying them out the minimal and getting half off of every track, they're getting rich, and people like us, you know, can't get no money, and people like us can't. People like Elise and I have to have day jobs and shit instead of working in the music industry. But if we were doing this 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we would just be doing music, guaranteed, because the industry was totally different. And it can be different. Like, you could actually get some money if you just don't do what everybody else does. Instead of following along with what everybody else does, always ask yourself, why are they doing that? And is it going to benefit them? And who does it benefit? When someone gives you quote-unquote music industry advice, you know, ask yourself, do they really have experience? Or do they work for the company that they're trying to get you to sign up with, you know? But with crowdfunding, it's independent. It's really the real democratization of music, because the power has been decentralized. Instead of giving this download store your money to empower them, you're actually empowering the artist that you want to support. And the whole idea of, hey, you know, you should just give your tracks out and get the most people possible to listen to them, that's cool, but if it doesn't give you back any money, how are you going to be able to tour? How are you going to be able to fly anywhere if producing your tracks doesn't make you any money? If everything you do, playing gigs, then if your tracks aren't worth anything, then neither is your gigs. Then no one's going to pay you to play either. Then if everything you do in your music doesn't make any money, how are you supposed to, like, do it longer? How are you supposed to do it better and longer? How are you supposed to get gear? How are you supposed to buy airplane tickets? How are you supposed to have any time to make music if you have to work all the time? So we have to get away from these ideas that keep us broke. These kind of pyramid schemes in the music industry. The music industry is kind of full of pyramid schemes right now because, and I'll tell you why. I'm not blaming any owner of any business, okay? When Napster happened and everybody started stealing music, quote unquote, when they were just downloading it, nobody knew what to do. And at that point, iTunes, Apple made iTunes because they even said it in an interview, because nobody knew where to buy. No, there was no place for people to buy music online. So basically, like, it was kind of like, well, if they're gonna if everybody else is gonna steal it, we're gonna steal it too. And so they stole it in their own way. And it's been that way for 16 years. Luckily, the government recently, Congress recently passed a law saying that streaming services have to pay. And they gave a certain percentage. And supposedly it's supposed to be beneficial for the artists. And this just happened this year. After 16 years, the industry is going to change because of that. And everything will be focused more on streaming. But when everything is controlled by big companies, you have to watch out. So, for one thing, all this advice about streaming and making lots of money from streaming is mainly designed for record labels and people who get millions of streams. And those record labels have to feed a lot of people that aren't musicians and singers. They have to feed all the administrative people, and so they get millions and millions of streams, and it's a big business that has to generate all those streams. But if you're an underground house music producer, that might not apply to you. Kickstarting might be the best thing for you, because then if you could actually generate some capital from your tracks, then you're going to be able to buy the airplane tickets to go play the gigs you want to play, and buy the gear you want to buy, and get the mastering you want to get, and make yourself look nice and presentable when you go out for your marketing. You feel me? One love, y'all. One love. Make house music. Crowdfund your